I always thought our marriage was perfect. For 7 years, Emma and I built what many would consider a dream life, a warm home, a loving family, and a partnership that seemed unbreakable. We had endured struggles, celebrated wins, and shared countless moments in between. I felt unshakably secure in our love, convinced that nothing could come between us. But one video shattered that belief. It happened on an ordinary evening while I was scrolling aimlessly through social media, checking out posts from friends and neighbors. That's when I came across it, a short clip from a party hosted just down the street, a gathering I hadn't even known about. At first, it looked harmless. People laughing, music playing, drinks in hand. But then, in the background, I spotted Emma. She was laughing with a man I didn't recognize. At first, I brushed it off as nothing. Maybe I was imagining things, maybe it was just the angle. But the more I replayed the video, the heavier the pit in my stomach grew. It wasn't just her laughter. It was the way she leaned in, the subtle touch of her hand grazing his, the look in her eyes that lingered too long to be innocent. Why hadn't she told me about this party? Was this the only one, or had there been more? I tried to push the thoughts away, but they clung to me like chains. By the time Emma came home that evening, my chest was tight with dread. She walked in smiling, kissed my cheek, and asked about my day, completely unaware of the storm building inside me. I wanted to stay calm, but the words burned on my tongue until I couldn't hold them anymore. I showed her the video. Her smile disappeared instantly, her face stiffening. "That's just a friend," she said quickly, but I couldn't shake the image of how close they stood, how easily she laughed with him. "Is that you in this video?" I asked, my voice sharp, trembling with disbelief. She froze, eyes wide, like an animal caught in headlights. The silence between us was unbearable. Her face paled, and after a deep, shaky breath, she whispered, "Why would you even ask that?" "Because I know something's wrong," I said, my anger breaking through. "The way you talk to him, the way you look at him, you're hiding something from me. I've seen the messages, Emma. I know about Jordan. I know what's been happening behind my back." Her eyes widened even more. She stumbled backward, realizing I already knew more than she expected. She tried to hold herself together, but her composure cracked. The room felt suffocating. My pulse roared in my ears as I waited for her to say the words. Finally, she did. "Yes, that's me. And the man you saw, his name is Jason. I've been seeing him." Her confession hit me like a wrecking ball. My mind went blank, my breath caught. All I managed to say was, "What?" "I'm sorry," she said through trembling lips. "I never meant for it to go this far. At first, it was just friendship. Nothing more. But over time, it changed. Jason understood me in ways you didn't. When things felt distant between us, I turned to him." Her words sliced through me. "So what?" I snapped, my voice rising. "You plan to keep this a secret forever? We've been married 7 years, Emma. How could you betray me like this?" Tears spilled down her cheeks as she shook her head. "I don't know. I thought I could stop before it got out of control. I thought it was just a phase. But it wasn't. I never wanted to hurt you. I never wanted to betray you. I just couldn't stop what I felt." I stepped back, fists tightening. "You didn't want to hurt me?" I repeated, bitterness dripping from every word. "You've been sneaking around for months, lying to my face, and you thought I wouldn't be hurt?" She broke down completely, begging me to understand, pleading for forgiveness. But the damage was done. The woman I trusted more than anyone had torn my world apart. What followed was a blur, raised voices, accusations, her desperate apologies. But I couldn't unhear her confession. I couldn't erase the betrayal. In the end, I told her to leave. I didn't know if forgiveness was even possible, but I knew nothing would ever be the same. The days that followed were filled with anger, disbelief, and crushing pain. Emma begged for another chance, swearing she was sorry, but the trust was gone, and once trust is destroyed, it rarely returns. Nights were the hardest. I tossed in bed, replaying every moment, every sign I had missed. I asked myself the same questions over and over. Could I ever trust her again? Would I ever feel whole without her? My once certain life had become a prison of doubt and loneliness. Months later, I saw Emma again. She was with Jason, hand in hand, smiling. For a moment, jealousy stabbed at me. But then reality sank in. She wasn't my wife anymore. She had moved on. And whether I liked it or not, I had to do the same. As I walked away, the truth hit me hard. Love wasn't the lesson. Trust was. Trust is fragile. Once broken, it almost never heals. And when it's gone, nothing can go back to what it was. That realization was painful, but it also set me free. Forgiving her wasn't the point. Moving forward was. My heart was still bruised, but it was no longer in pieces. I would rebuild. I would rise. Because betrayal isn't only about what someone does to you. It's about how you choose to rise above it. And that day, I chose to rise.